Deep in the shadows, I know it's hard to put one foot in front of the other.
Hi guys, CeeChronicles here. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, I post fragrance related content and would very much appreciate you joining this family by subscribing. Now to those who are returning, thank you so much for the continued support. Happy new month guys. How is October treating you? I hope you are enjoying October as much as I am. Firstly, I am enjoying October because tomorrow is my mom's birthday and it's also my birthday month, but not till later. So we've got double birthdays happening this month and a lot going on. Now, welcome to today's video. I have a fragrance to review for you, Wataniah, and this is Noble Rawaee. Yeah, right now, this is the presentation of Noble. It comes in a box like this. I think you have seen some of the Middle Eastern fragrances coming in boxes like this, and then this is the actual bottle, right? I'm going to spray Rawaee Noble from the house of Wataniah on this piece of paper, but I have tested this fragrance, and this is one fragrance that actually played around with my mind, actually, because what I thought I was getting when I was purchasing it, I think maybe I was in a hurry or something versus what I then got when I got home, two completely different things. I mean, by this, I probably maybe would have thought twice before buying it if I had known that it's not what I was actually after. Now, top notes for this one are black and pink pepper, so do expect a spicy top happening there. There's also going to be some bergamot, some saffron, and some mandarin orange at the top, and then the mid is made of a lot of fruits. It actually lists 2 fruits, but I can smell way more than that. There is the mango in this, and there is also the pineapple. The pineapple is quite distinct in here, and it's that pineapple at that point where you start to smell it in its distinctness, that it mixes with that bergamot that's at the top, kind of giving like a metallic thing going on there. So it then takes a direction where it gets really deep into the fruity thing right there at the top. So you are going to detect that this is a fruity toned style of a fragrance almost immediately because of that. And in fact, the fruits are so pushy to an extent that some of you are going to pick something in here that feels like passion fruit. Okay, just say they did not list the mango as a singular note, and they did not list the pineapple as a singular note. You probably would think this is passion fruit, period. There's also that yellow floral in that mid, which is the ylang. The ylang in this case is just fusing with everything. It's not becoming the star of the show because of the heavyweight use of that mango as well as the pineapple, which, as I said, comes across as very passion fruity there, very like a tropical mix, very thick, concentrated, rich even. And then the base of this fragrance incorporates that patchouli. The cedarwood is also going to be there in the base of this fragrance, as well as some cognac and some amber. Now, it was the cognac when I got home that made me realize, no, this is probably not the fragrance I thought I was buying, because of course Fenty does not have booze in it, right? But then it was the same cognac that made me interested in this, thinking, I'm probably going to like it because I do like boozy, boozy toned style of fragrances. Now, what I get with this, apart of course from that fruitiness, is there is a bitter tone in this fragrance, which kind of feels as though there's a cardamom, but they did not list the cardamom, guys, on the note pyramid. But I do get like something that feels a little bit bitter, not a little bit even. I'm going to say quite bitter, and also something that I sometimes perceive in other fragrances as ginger toned. So there is something in here that kind of feels ginger-like, but they did not, go on to list the note of ginger, nor did they list the note of that, cardamom. It's just something that I'm detecting with my nose. This is a rich, spicy, woody style of a fragrance. It has a prominent, I don't know what I can say. It's kind of like if I say cologne is going to throw you off as well, I'm going to tell you exactly what this fragrance reminds me of. And in a way, it's quite disappointing because I have played around with this DNA for quite a while, although there's a twist to this. But it's one of those that, say for instance, you were receiving it for the first time, you will be okay with it. But if you are one who's got like a couple of renditions of the same thing, it then kind of underwhelms you. It is a strong fragrance. Overall, it is a beast performing fragrance, with a woody, oaky, rich, spicy feel there that is coming, from the cognac itself as well as from that cedarwood. So there is some weight to this fragrance, and that cedarwood is also quite prominent, but it's not coming across as piney. It's just the cedarwood is there, okay. But what then becomes the style of the show is like an oaky feel, which is not coming from an oak, but rather from like, that cognac itself, weighing and giving this one a boozy wrap up to an otherwise sweet and sour passion fruit tone of a fragrance. Cut to the chase, this kind of gives me Herba Pura vibes. Now, why I was in denial when I purchased this is the shop at which I purchased this fragrance has got another Rawaee Regina. And that particular one, that Rawaee Regina, when I smelled it to my nose, was outright Herba Pura, Kirkish, and I thought, no, I'm not purchasing this. Okay. Now, when I got home and I got kind of like the same vibe, minus, of course, that boozy accord, I was thinking, well, why would they have like a fragrance that's like a continuation of what they already have? So I think this is a twist, okay, to a DNA that feels very close to that Herba Pura, as well as Kirke. It just depends on which one you detect more, but I'm detecting more of the Herba Pura than I am of the Kirke, because the depth in the fruitiness of this is more closer to the Herba Pura, because that bergamot as well with that metallic tone kind of gives this one like a masculine accord to it, a slight masculine accord to it. A woman can wear this certainly, but as you spray it almost immediately, they kind of weighs in as a fragrance that is carrying something there that's underlying masculine in the background, but that is not enough to domineer, you know, what's going in here. What is going to domineer is the woods, the spices, the rich tone of the passion fruit, or whatever or those fruits that you're gonna detect as tropical, the mango and a distinct pineapple, those you are gonna get. But this time they have a wrap up of a boozy thing. So in terms of, say, you were wondering why then maybe this fragrance had to be there, I think it does share or feel like it's cut from the same cloth as what they already have in that Regina Rawaee. Difference being with the Regina Rawaee, it kind of takes a musky, fresh tone, fruity scent. Okay, so it does have the weight of the fruits, but it's not, with the depth that I get in here. So if you are looking at both and you don't own both, and you think probably the experiment is going to be too expensive, which is, getting something that feels like a continuation of the other, maybe you ought to try the two. I enjoy this one more. I'm happy I actually got this one because this one has the depth, it has the lasting power, it does project, it's quite loud. Just 3-4 sprays of this, you can feel, okay, now it's kind of getting into stuffy, fruity, pushy, boozy thingy, right? So if you want something that's going to have the depth, possibly you might want to go for this. But if you have, of course, used that Herba Pura DNA, it's going to remind you of that. However, if you haven't, I'm going to tell you this offset. Herba Pura, the DNA in itself is beautiful. There's a reason why a lot of companies kind of keep borrowing from it. Am I saying this is an outright clone of that? No, because this one does have the cognac. As I said, it's going to be a little bit oaky there. It's going to be woody and it's going to be boozy, right? But there is going to be wafts of, that Herba Pura there, an unmistakable thing there that you smell from Herba Pura, to an extent that, say, you're wearing it and you passed, through some place and there was somebody there amongst your friends that knows the Herba Pura DNA. They'll probably think maybe that is what you're wearing. Now, in conclusion, if you're looking at both the Regina Rawaee and this one, it's going to depend on your nose. If you want something that's stuffy, go for this one. This one's most likely going to be a fragrance that can do even cooler weather, cold weather, that sort of thing, because it does have the richness and the weight there. And then the Regina Rawaee is going to be the lighter take of this, minus the booze. There is no booze in that one. Now, the last one, it could be that they have more, but the other one that I've seen, which is the one I actually wanted, was the Monarch. The Wataniah Rawaee Monarch is the one that I was after, because there has been speculation but that it does smell like Fenty, and I just wanted to get my nose on it, although I did have my suspicions that it might not smell like Fenty, because where Fenty has blueberry, they have put cranberry there. So I don't know where the comparison is coming into play, but I didn't mind spending my coins on that, because even if it's a DNA that I keep hunting for, I'm still on, the chase for the ultimate one that's going to do it for me. So should I come across Monarch from Wataniah, I would still purchase it. However, when it comes to this one, I have no qualms about it, except of course the fact that it does remind me of something that I already have. Those who want lasting power, this has the potential, guys, to last till the next wash, but I'm going to put it at 6-7 hours for now, going on 8 to 10 sprays. You could potentially smell of this prominently for the first 2-3 hours. It will be in its prominence because it's quite pushy, after which it tones down. You will be able to smell it on yourself yourself on 8 sprays for up to 8 hours. If you go crazier than that, which is something that I always do, this has the potential to last till the next wash. Thank you so much for joining me today. Remember to turn on post notifications, guys. That way you get to be notified anytime I upload a video. Like and share this one, and remember that smelling good is a form of good manners. Cheers.